All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about how you can build real, actual wealth, even if you're on a small salary. And look, this isn't about some far off someday when things get easier. This is about starting right now, today, with exactly what you've got.
And that right there, that's the core truth we've got to face. Because until you fix the underlying math, no raise, no promotion, not even a lottery ticket is ever going to save you. It's just not.
So let's cut right to the chase, shall we? Your financial struggles, they're not really an income problem. They're a behavior problem. And you know what the great news is? Behavior is something you can change starting this very second. So forget all the quick fixes and the hype you see online. We're going to look at the actual mechanics of wealth. I want you to think of your finances like a machine. Right now, that machine might be broken, maybe it's rusty, maybe it's just super inefficient. Our job, together, is to fix the gears so it runs the way it's supposed to.
Now, we have to talk about the first major milestone, and I'm not going to lie to you, getting to your first $100,000 in savings is, well, it's a complete nightmare. It's like a financial boot camp, and it is absolutely designed to test your limits.
It's brutal, it's painfully slow, and it's going to require you to do things that will make you look, well, kind of weird to your friends and family. You'll be walking places when they're driving, you'll be skipping those dinners out that they all think are just normal, and you'll do this for years. This is where most people fail, because they just can't handle the short-term discomfort. They need to feel successful right now.
But listen, this is the magic number. This is the exact point where everything, and I mean everything, changes. Not because you suddenly get smarter or luckier. Nope, it's because you finally have enough fuel for the real engine of wealth to kick in and start working for you.
So let's just run the numbers. Let's say you take that hard-earned 100 grand, and you just let it sit, earning a pretty reasonable 10% annual return. And after 20 years, even if you never ever contribute another penny, it becomes over $670,000. That is the power of compounding. The machine starts running all by itself. All that initial miserable sacrifice you made, it becomes the foundation for effortless growth down the road.
And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? This is the choice you have. That sacrifice to get there? Yeah, it feels heavy right now. But it is nothing, literally nothing, compared to the crushing weight of looking back in 20 years with absolutely nothing to show for it. You have to pick one.
Okay, so how do we actually do it? How do we build that first 100K and then keep going? Well, it all comes down to rewiring your brain with 3 foundational habits. These are the habits that separate the wealthy from the people who are perpetually stuck.
These 3 right here, these are the pillars. Number 1, pay yourself first. Number 2, track every single dollar. And number 3, you have to actively fight against lifestyle inflation. So let's break each one down.
Think about how most of us do it. We pay our rent, our car, Netflix, and then we save whatever's left over, if anything. That's completely backwards. You have to pay your future self first. See, when you owe your landlord, there are immediate consequences for not paying. But when you owe your future self, you kind of just let it slide. The problem is, the penalty for that just shows up 20 years from now when you have no options left. You gotta make that payment non-negotiable.
Next up, you need to know where your money is actually going. Just for 30 days, I challenge you, track every single dollar. I promise you, you will be shocked. You'll stop pretending you're being responsible while you're door dashing 5 times a week. You'll see all those subscriptions you totally forgot about, all those little convenience purchases that add up to hundreds of dollars. You can't fix the leaks in the boat if you don't even know where they are.
And this right here, this is the silent killer of wealth. Every single time you get a raise, what happens? You upgrade the car, you upgrade the apartment, you upgrade the clothes. You're performing success instead of actually building it. Every dollar you spend trying to look successful is a dollar that can't work for you and buy your actual freedom later on.
Okay, so once you've got your head in the game, it's time to actually build the machine itself. And this is a 2-part process. It means aggressively stopping the things that drain your wealth and at the same time, systematically fueling the engine that's going to make it grow.
First things first, you gotta plug these leaks. And the biggest one, by far, is high-interest debt, like credit cards. Trying to get ahead while you're paying 18% interest? It's mathematically impossible. You also have to steer clear of these tricky, high-commission financial products and the constant temptation to gamble by timing the market. Honestly, the first rule of building wealth is just to stop doing the things that make you poor.
So again, it all comes back to a really fundamental choice. Do you want the appearance of a lifestyle now, funded by debt, or do you want actual freedom later, funded by your discipline? You don't get both. The rule is simple. If you can't pay for it in cash, you can't afford it. Period.
So the big question, where does the money go? Well, for most people, the answer is simple and, let's be honest, it's boring. Low-cost index funds. These are just funds that hold a tiny piece of hundreds or even thousands of companies, so you're spread out across the whole market. You just put money in regularly and you leave it alone. The big money isn't in clever stock picking, it's in the waiting. It won't give you exciting stories to tell at parties, but it is the most proven way to actually build wealth. So let's bring this all together. At the end of the day, everything we've talked about really boils down to a simple choice you have to make every single day. And that choice is discipline or regret. The path to wealth isn't complicated, but it is built one daily decision at a time.
So here it is. This is the playbook. You pay your future self first. You avoid stupid debt like the plague. You never, ever interrupt compounding. You control your lifestyle as your income grows, and you automate your investments so you don't even have to think about it. Now, none of these things by themselves will make you rich next month, but all of them combined and applied consistently over a decade, they will completely transform your life. That is the six-figure strategy.
And, that's really the final truth here. The people who get rich, they're not necessarily smarter than you. They're not luckier than you. They just avoided doing stupid things for longer. They did the boring stuff that works over and over and over until those boring little things created extraordinary results. So I'll leave you with this final thought. You're going to experience pain one way or the other. The only question is whether it's the short-term, temporary pain of discipline or the long-term, crushing pain of regret. The pain of discipline, it fades, but the pain of regret, that thing gets heavier every single year. So which one will you choose?